morning, students. I hope you have learned the previous concept of reproduction in organisms. You have learnt it and you have understood it also. So based on that, we will learn some of the NEET questions. I will solve some of the NEET questions which are from your book Transcend, or other general questions also I will discuss in this sequence, in today's class. Okay, I hope you have understood. Are you studying properly? Because reproduction organisms is a basic chapter. After that only we will have to go to the further higher complex chapters. But as I told you previously, only the reproduction in humans and reproduction in plants, this would have become very simple for you. Okay, so let us go to the first question of the NEET in your Transcend or any question paper you go through. There are a lot of questions. First question I am dealing with: study the following diagrams. They are given a big question and ask them how these diagrams are representing, what are they indicating, what is the examples, right? So these are the four diagrams, A, B, C, D are given. Okay, A question or A diagram shows what part, B, C, D. So you all know that this is the indicator, this structure is nothing but a gemule, which already we have discussed. These are the type of endogenous buds, internal buds they are, right? Whenever the conditions are not favorable in sponges, what they do is they produce something kind of opaque structures like this, in which the outer covering is with the spicules. All these are the spicules present in it. Inside that, all the protoplasm get accumulated and form number of buds inside. These are called gemmules. Okay. Therefore, gemmules are the type of asexually reproducing organisms or asexually reproducing structures. Therefore, gemmules, remember, all the sponges will show this, and some of them during unfavorable conditions they do this. Otherwise, sponges have great power of regeneration. Anything part is cut and grown, it can grow into new plant, new sponge, not plant, it's an organism. Therefore, apart from that, if the environment is not supporting their growth, then they produce gemmules. Okay, they are the asexual endogenous buds there, internal buds they are. So second diagram given, you can see here B. This diagram indicates each one you observe. How to identify each of these new ones which are coming out, emerging out. They are having a single chloroplast and two flagella. This is the structure in Chlamydomonas. So the example what I am giving you here, the example is Chlamydomonas. And this is Chlamydomonas is a unicellular algae. So each Chlamydomonas, when you draw, it will be like this with the chloroplast, single pyrenoid and two flagella, right, and nucleus inside. Sometimes here you can get nucleus also. This is the structure of Chlamydomonas. So when there is no favorable condition, then number of each Chlamydomonas loses the flagella and become totally surrounded structure covered by a thick covering, and internal protoplasm will get divided and nucleus also will divide, and on favorable condition return they will break open and release these called as a zoospores. They are biflagellated zoospores. The example what I given is zoospore example. So the first one is gemule, second is the zoospore. And third diagram you see, C I will be explaining here, the C thing. Here you have this as the mycelium. So mycelium, and these are nothing but the conidia, right? This whole thing is called the conidiophore, right? The structure is called conidiophore, and these are the conidia. And then the example what I have given here is penicillium notatum. That's a total name. So you have heard about penicillin. That is a penicillin injection. I think you know it very well, because penicillin is the most powerful antibiotic. Most of the antibiotic which is announced or very strong antibiotics, one of them is the penicillium. Okay, right. So just draw the diagram and understand it. Next, D is the sponge. Okay. Okay. So after the second one, third one is nothing but this is the mycelium. Mycelium is the plant body of the fungi, and this is a thin thread-like structure, normally having either the sinuosity condition or uninucleate or multinucleate condition. All the fungi characters you should know to understand what is mycelium. Then they will have the outgrowths. They are called, these are at the end producing the spores called the conidia. These, when flying air, they can produce the new plant or new fungal mycelium. Actually, the Penicillium notatum is the, I told you, is the strongest antibiotic. Most of the sexually transmitted diseases are treated with penicillium, right? Penicillium is a bacteria, that's a fungi. So these spores actually are formed in the royal antibiotics. Okay. Then comes the D. This structure you can see. Okay, you can see here in your question paper, they are given that A shows the asexual reproduction in sponges through internal buds. This is the right option. Second, B shows the sexual reproduction through zoospores. This is not a sexual reproduction, it is asexual reproduction. So second statement is wrong. Third statement says that C shows the reproduction through conidiophores in penicillium. I told you the conidiophore and these are the conidia. That's correct. D shows external budding in cycon. This is the external buds in cycon. External buds in cycon. Okay. Cycon belongs to Coletorrhea. Right. Now, keeping this in mind, you can discuss other things also. And what all you have to remember is these cycon, it belongs to Coletorrhea. It is a sedentary. Some of them are sedentary organisms. Some are free living. The extra information, keep it in mind. Sedentary ones are like a hydra, they are called hydrozoa, and the free living ones are actually sexually reproducing part, that is normally called the medusa. The fixed ones are called polyps, right? This is a background you should have because you have already done it in the previous classes. Therefore, directly you can get into this, but understand that this, to understand this part, some basics you should have. Therefore, don't leave the first PUC part, you keep studying that, then only you will understand this. Okay. So that's the first question, which says that among all the 4 sentences I read, which is right. So among this, first, third and fourth sentences are right. Therefore, option number D is correct. Okay. Let's go to the second question. Following table summarizes the differences between self-fertilization and cross-fertilization. Means, what are the differences they are given? You have to just go through them. Pick the wrong differences. Among the given answers are given differences. Which is wrong difference you have to identify. Right? I told you, read the question completely. Not the right difference, wrong difference they have asked. Under self-pollination, self-fertilization they are given first question or first answer as it is uniparental. Is it right or wrong? This is right. Self-fertilization happens normally during parents which are uniparental. Single parent can produce. Then cross-fertilization, it's a biparental, it's the right statement. Okay. Second says that it involves the fusion of male and female gametes as of the same parent. Means fusion of male and female gamete in the same parent, they undergo fertilization. It is called as self-fertilization. It is 100% right answer. Right? What about the cross-fertilization? It involves the fusion of 2 gametes produced by different parents. It is the definition for the cross-fertilization. It is also right. Third statement says, example for self-fertilization as Ferretima and Periplanata. Right? See, whenever you learn any of the biological names, you need to understand there are zoological names also. You know, Ferretima posthuma. Right? Ferretima posthuma is the name for Ferretima posthuma. It is nothing but the organism earthworm. Right? You may be knowing earthworm. If you don't know its biological name, then you will not answer it properly. Right? So, first option they are given in the C option they are given, or the third C option they are given. Example is known as Ferretima posthuma. Is it self-fertilized organism? Yes or no? Yeah, it is self-fertilized organism because it is bisexual organism showing hermaphroditism. Therefore, it is correct. But second answer they are given is Periplanata. What is Periplanata? Periplanata americana is a total name. Americana is nothing but the cockroach. In cockroach, you find sexual dimorphism. Means male and female organisms are different. They are separate. That means they will not undergo self-fertilization. So this must be the wrong statement. Then the other side they given other example for cross-fertilization. Tinea rana tigrina. What is tinea? Tinea solium is nothing but the tapeworm, right? And rana tigrina is the frog. But Tinea solium is unisexual again. Sorry, bisexual again, having both male and female sex organs together. Therefore, they will undergo self-fertilization, not cross-fertilization. So, among the C answer, in the first self-fertilization, periplanata is wrong. In this, Tinea is wrong. Therefore, C option is the wrong option in this. D says none of these. So, among the 4 statements given, 4 differences given, the third difference is wrong. Therefore, answer should be C. Okay. Now, which of the following groups is formed only of hermaphrodite organisms? Means some organisms are given, their names are given. You have to select which are the organisms that are hermaphrodites. First meaning is, you should know what is hermaphrodite character. What is hermaphrodite? The organisms having both male and female sex organs, a single organism, that is called the hermaphrodite character. Then keep that in mind and study the animal names they are given. So what are the names they are given? I will give you their biological name and common name, because you should know that both the names, right? First, A option they are given, earthworm. Next, tapeworm. Then housefly they are given. Then frog. First one is this option. Okay. Second option given is the B option they are given as. This is the B option I am giving you. First one is earthworm, same thing. Then tapeworm, seahorse. Then housefly they are given. Then C option saying earthworm, leech they are given, then sponge they are given, then roundworm. Then D is, this is earthworm, same thing all the 3 places. D option says again earthworm. Earthworm is commonly given because you all know that. Second is the tapeworm. Third one is the leech. Next is about the sponges. See, now you get a real problem if you don't know the complete story of these organisms. Whether they are unisexual, bisexual, means you would have learnt it in first years. With that background, they have asked this. Okay. So, which are the organisms in the given options? All are hermaphrodite, means they are all unisexual. So, let us study one by one. Earthworm, I have given you the biological name. What is the biological name? Ferretima posthuma. Then comes tapeworm, its biological name. I will give you the biological name, zoological names properly. Remember, zoological names are also important because sometimes they may not ask you directly the common names. Okay, for tapeworm it is called Tinea solium. It is nothing but tapeworm. Then second one is housefly. Housefly is called Musa domestica. Musa domestica. This you would have by hearted if you are really worked in first PUC. You could have by hearted. This is the housefly. Okay. Then third one, frog, you already know, its name is Rana tigrina. Then comes earthworm again, tapeworm, seahorse. Seahorse is called hippocampus. Hippocampus is the seahorse. Okay, seahorse. Then housefly again, Musa domestica, right? Earthworm, tapeworm, leech. Let me give you the name of leech. Leech is called Hirudinea. It's nothing but leech. Right? So let me give you a little bit background about all these organisms, because they can be asked with some other references also, right? What are the other references they may ask you in this? First one, I told you that biological names you have to remember. One is Tinea solium, tapeworm. You have heard about tapeworm in Platyhelminthes, right? Tapeworms, when they enter human, they are the parasites, human parasites they are. When they enter, they cause a disorder called as teniasis. Teniasis. Okay, that's a major problem. It enters the skin under the, or sometimes it enters the intestine also. That's of the Tinea solium. Second comes Musa domestica, is a housefly. It belongs to Arthropoda insecta, right? So therefore, you know housefly. I don't need. I have to give you any introduction to that. Then comes Hippocampus, is a seahorse, right? You are studying seahorse, but I want to concentrate on Hirudinea. Hirudinea is nothing but leech. Leech is name is Hirudinea, and you have two types. One is Hirudo, that's a cattle leech. Hirudinea is a human or any other mammalian leech. It is. That's a human leech. They will be very small. Cattle leech are very big ones. And what is the importance of Hirudinea? Whenever it comes, I want to explain you this. It will produce. So whenever these leeches attack you, suppose it attacks one area, first thing what it will do is it will give the local anesthesia. See, very important thing is because the very good what do you call the engineer it is, like a biological marvelous engineer it is, biological marvel also we call it. What it will do is, first it will produce one kind of anesthesia, so that although it is biting and sucking your blood, you will not feel it, right? First is anesthesia. Then once it starts, it will hold one blood vessel and start sucking. It has a suckers at both ends, right? So each leech, when you observe, it will be having like this structure. Both sides will be the suckers. These are suckers. So once it starts sucking the blood, so one side there is a sucker like this, and it starts sucking the blood. Then afterwards, once it's full, it will fall off. Most of us will not even notice that it has actually attacked you. You don't even understand where, but bleeding will happen because you will not even know the pain of the bite, right? Second is it will produce some anticoagulant, right? Its name is Hirudo. That's what you call the Hirudinea. Refers to that blood. Now it is the blood which avoids blood clotting, because once it will suck the blood, it can stay like that without having any more other blood meal for 20 days. Right? That time it will have anticoagulant synthesized in its body and it will not clot the blood. Otherwise our blood comes out of the body, it may get clotted, but this will produce some anticoagulant also in its body, so that it will not allow the blood to clot. So that is a beautiful intelligence of this, right? Anyway, nowadays they are using this organism for preparing anticoagulants. Where do we require anticoagulants? Normally, you require the anticoagulants for the patients who are suffering from blockages in the coronary arteries. See how we are going to the subject, connecting the subject. I am saying that this blood clotting happens in the hearts of some people. The heart blood vessels are called coronary arteries. If they get blocked, they may get heart problems. Therefore, you need to inject in their body or in the blood anticoagulants. Where you are taking them? They are taken from the leech. That is also working now. That's a working thing, right? So anyway, these are some of the extra things I give you. So among all these, let us go to the question: who are all unisexual? They said, right? Earthworm is, it is 100%. It is hermaphrodite, unisexual. Tapeworm unisexual. Housefly is bisexual. Frog is bisexual. Sorry, I'm just going to use the word hermaphrodite only. Okay. Okay. So earthworms have both male and female together in the same. It is an hermaphrodite. Tapeworm also is an hermaphrodite. Is a hermaphrodite. Housefly is having male and female sex organ in a different organism. So it is not the hermaphrodite. Both of them are sexual, showing sexual dimorphism. They are unisexuality. So they are not hermaphrodite. So first option is wrong. This is how we have to study. Next is earthworm, tapeworm, seahorse and housefly. Earthworm, right. Tapeworm, right. Seahorse is not the right one. Housefly is not the right one. Then earthworm, correct. Leech, again it is the one, just go to the question. What they asked is, how many of these are hermaphrodites? Okay. The third one says, earthworm leech. Leech is also hermaphrodite, and sponges are hermaphrodite, not the roundworm. Roundworm is nothing but Ascaris lumbricoides. You know, again another botanical name. The fifth one I am writing, Ascaris lumbricoides. Lumbricoides is nothing but the roundworm. Roundworm is having male and female separate, therefore they are unisexual. They are showing sexual dimorphism. So third option, the last option is wrong. Then fourth one, earthworm is correct, tapeworm is correct, leech is also right, sponges also is right. So among all these three are wrong. This is the right answer. Right? So all the four, earthworm, tapeworm, leech and sponges are all the unisexual organism. They are showing hermaphroditism, having male and female sex organs in a single organism. They normally have no two sexes. So that's why that's a right option. So remember these questions or these biological names also, then go to these also. Okay. Now some more things I told you about leech. So I used to tell you some homework. Now I want you to work on leech and see what is the use of modern research papers or what is the use of leech according to modern research papers. Just go through the extra readings, right? Write a note on leech. Leech and what is its significance, what it synthesizes, why it is so important, why people are more working on leech. You just go through it and I want you to write it down. And again, last class I told you, you have to write it, take a pic and send me. Or else you have a read article, I want you to write it down, not just write it. Most of the students are doing, they go to the article and they forward the article to me. I don't want to do that. I don't want to read, I have read it. I want you to read, make a short note of it and take the pic in your handwritten thing and send me. Right? This is what I am not just giving you homework. I want you to just keep learning more and more subject on something which is different, something which is special, right? Therefore, I told you once eichhornia, you write some story on eichhornia. Then today I am giving you this, right? So remember these are not only homework, it will really make you feel different. Oh my God, so many things are there in nature I don't know, right? At least keep thinking about it, then you feel very happy to learn about other organisms and know that they are also so beautiful, so nicely they are working. Okay. Now we will move on to the fourth question, which is given with a diagram. Refer the diagram. This is one, first diagram is given, second diagram is like this, right? It's separating. Then third diagram is like this, it is separated. Fourth is like this totally, right? So what is this? It's a parental cell diagram. Parent it is. So diagram, you see the diagram and tell what is the right option. First option says it is a type of parthenogenesis they are given. Is it parthenogenesis? Think. Parthenogenesis means without fertilization there is a young one formed. Right? Now, second says it is a type of asexual reproduction. You know that this is nothing but the budding I have given and the organism I have given is yeast. Right? What is the name of yeast? See, everywhere such questions come, I want to give you the biological names. Yeast is biologically named as Saccharomyces cerevisiae. This is a biological name of yeast, right? So all these you have to note it down. Again and again to search them, it takes long time. Right now I am explaining to you, write it down. Okay? Saccharomyces cerevisiae. So the third option says the offsprings can also be called as clones. It's right. So both B and C are right. So it is asexual reproduction, no doubt, and all the offsprings formed, these are the buds which are nothing but clones. These are bud and it is nothing but a clone because it is exactly copy of the mother only. So therefore, among all the four options, D option is correct, which is saying it's asexual reproduction and the offsprings are called clones is right. It's not parthenogenesis. Okay, parthenogenesis I explained you in the last class with the help of example of the honeybees, right? Or enotoki, I told you, right? Then fifth question, they are given again diagrams. First given diagram is earthworm, second given diagram is Chara, third one is a liver fluke, fourth diagram is a Nereis. All the four diagrams, those if you don't have the book, You just have to understand what I am giving you. Right? So among these, which are all the dioecious organisms? They have asked, what are dioecious? What is dioecious organism? They are unisexual, but the sexes are totally different. Sexual dimorphism happens in which of these organisms? Earthworm, you know this just now we discussed. In earthworm there is no there is no unisexuality. They are bisexual organisms having both male and female sex organs. So in the previous class when I told you the concept, I had given you the diagram of earthworm. Testes and ovaries are found in the same organism. So therefore it is bisexual and showing hermaphrodite. Now second one is Cara. Cara we already know is an algae, green algae, showing the oogonia and antheridia in the same one. So it is again unisexual or monoecious. It's unisexual organism having both the sex organ in the same one. So it is a hermaphrodite like, almost like. Then liver fluke. Liver fluke is the one having male and female sex organs the same one. But what about Nereis? Nereis is showing both the male and female sex organs separate. They are showing sexual dimorphism, or it is a dioecious organism. So among the four options, the fourth option is correct. It's a D option. Right. Now, which of the following statements is correct? Four statements I am going to read and let me explain you. Anything extra is given in this. Okay. Okay. First you finish this till 5 questions, then we will go to the next questions again. Okay students, let's go to the next question. That is about the 7th question we just checked. In which of the following plants vegetative propagation occurs by adventitious buds? Right? Means in these whole diagrams are given. They ask you in which of the plants you see adventitious bud formation through which vegetative propagation happens. Okay, A, B, C, D they are given. Just have to analyze what are these plants. And I will give you some extra information about these plants I already told you. So therefore, let us go to the details of this. See, first diagram A is given. A is, you can make out very clearly, it is a diagram of a ginger. Right? So ginger biological name is Gingiber officinarum. Family is Gingiberaceae. Right? So this is the first one. And you already have to collect the mind information, what we have discussed about this. This is a type of modification for the rhizomatic modification. So rhizome is not the answer for this. Because rhizome is not showing adventitious, but only these parts can be grown. The rhizome can be cut and grown into new plants. Right? So that's not the answer. B says, this is the diagram. This is nothing but bryophyllum. Bryophyllum has a phyllopod-like stem. Actually, it's a leafy stem. These are the buds actually. These are called adventitious buds, and these can be grown into new plant. So this will be the right answer. B is the right answer. Let me see other one also. This diagram you can see it is a diagram of Eichhornia plant. Eichhornia, which is showing severe stem modification for the purpose of floating as well as for reproduction. This modification we call it as offset modification, and this is cutting. These can be grown into new plant. Right? Therefore, this is not the answer. None of these is not right answer. So, all the four types, bryophyllum is the right answer. I think you have it with you. Bryophyllum, once you check, take the leaf, cut the leaf and grow, it can grow into new plant. Okay? So, that's a very easily understandable question, and you can write also easily. And these diagrams you have to practice because drawings may be asked. Various stem modifications for reproduction. One is rhizome, one is the pistia or Eichhornia. There is a offset and sucker, and the third one I told you is stolon. All the four you have to keep drawing and understand how to draw and what is the use of it. Right? Next question is, single cell animals are said to be immortal. Why do you call single cells organic cells immortal? For example, amoeba. We call it immortal because why? I just read them, then I will give you the answer. Okay? First one says they grow indefinitely inside. Means they will grow, continues to grow. No, it's not true. Right? Because those are growing continuously also they will die. Immortal means those will not die. Therefore, first option is wrong. Second says they can tolerate any degree of changing temperature is also wrong. Because those who maintain the temperature or those who can withstand the temperature, normally such bacteria are there. You know that they are active bacteria like Thermophilus aqueous and all these the bacteria, active bacteria that grow in high temperature. But they will die, no doubt. Next, they can reproduce throughout their life also is not the meaning of immortal. But the real meaning is they continue to live as a daughter cell. Means one mother cell is there, like this is the amoeba. If this is dividing, it will produce this only we cut into two, right? So, or its cytoplasm is in these form. When these undergo division, again their cytoplasm and nucleus is there. So, this mother cell is still there in every daughter cell. Therefore, it is called as a immortal cell or immortal organism. I hope you understood. Immortal means those who will not die. They live in any number of reproductions. Therefore, it is called the immortal cell. Now, next question is 9th question. Which of the following has longest lifespan? Okay, banyan tree, tortoise, parrot, elephant. Right? Among these given ones, banyan tree lives for around 200 to 500 years. So that may be the right answer among this. That is the right answer. Whereas tortoise, 100 to 150 years they live. Parrot, already you discussed it. Elephant live for around 60 to 65 years. Right? Therefore, among all the three, banyan tree is the right. Otherwise also I told you, the pine plant is the one having around 5,000 years of age. Right? That is cream pine. Right? That is the one having highest lifespan. Now, let's go to the 11th question. Right? Interspecific crosses mostly produce sterile hybrids. Such crosses are not favored by the nature because of their high frequency mean. Right? So let me give you what you mean by interspecific crosses. Right? So this actually when you learn about the next and the strategies, and there is one chapter on strategies to improve food production. Then we will be learning about intraspecific and interspecific hybridization. Means between the two species if you cross, it's called the interspecific hybridization. So not this question, I am talking about the 11th question. They are saying interspecific hybridization. See, whenever new words come, I want to explain it. Hybridization means hybridization is crossing happening between two species. Two different species they are crossing. Then what happens? One or two examples are given. One of the example is the mule. Mule is a cross between the horse and a donkey. Right? When such crosses you do, the resultant is a mule. Right? But what happens, because they are two different species, they have different genome, different chromosome, different genes. Then when the hybrids are formed, these hybrids will have varied chromosome number and they become non-fertile. They are the non-fertile or the sterile hybrids. So these will not continue, no new generation, no reproduction by these. So at the end of their complete generation. Therefore, interspecific hybridization if you do, the offsprings will not continue to reproduce. Like mules and all, you have heard about them. The mules are actually used in horse races also. Along them, they will use this. These have no particular sex, no sex. Just they are animals. They have stamina of donkey, the power of horse, but they are very good. But only one generation, they will not continue. So keep that in mind, then you can answer. So before understanding only the question, you can't keep on guessing the answers. So what is the answers? What are the answers given? First answer says they produce variations in organisms. No, they will not produce. So what is that they are saying? Interspecific crosses mostly produce sterile hybrids. The sterile ones, that is not fertile is sterile hybrids. Such crosses are not favored by the nature. Means nature will not select them because their high frequency may produce variations in the organisms. Is it true? No. Affect the continuity of species in the earth. Means I told you just now, this is sterile, this cannot continue to reproduce. That's the end of it. Why the nature will take this and continue it? Right? nature will not prefer such interspecific hybrids. Therefore, it may end that generation. So, nature will not prefer such organisms. Next is decrease availability of food and other resources. It decreases the availability of food and other resources is not true, because in every organism population, continuous feeding will result in decrease in the food availability. Next, D is produce a new species. No, because of the new species, nature will not stop them. If the produced new species cannot reproduce, then only it's the end of it, right? That will not be preferred by the nature. So therefore, among all the four answers, the right answer is B option, right? Which says it affects the continuity of the species on the earth. Therefore, nature will not prefer them. Let's now talk about the question, 12th question. Uniparental reproduction is dash. Is it sexual? Uniparental is always asexual, right? So first, fill in the blanks is asexual. Uniparental reproduction is normally asexual reproduction, while biparental reproduction is termed. What do you call biparental reproduction as? It is called as a sexual reproduction. Higher organisms normally undergo which reproduction? They always prefer sexual reproduction. Therefore, among the four options, C is right option. Next, 14th question, you see, there is a diagram given about the amoeba. You need to learn or write them, put them in the right order. So first diagram should be single amoeba. Second diagram should be slightly elongation of that. And third is formation of a small tube where there is exchange of genes. Then there will be separation of two daughter cells. So therefore, among this, option number C is right, showing the, see, drawing already we have given it again and again. I don't want to draw the same diagram. Amoeba I have already given you. So therefore, you will get the answer for this. Next, read the following statements about asexual reproduction and select the correct one. Right. First one says it involves single parent. Yes or no? Yes. Right. Next, it is slower than sexual reproduction is not correct. Why? Because if the organisms are undergoing asexual reproduction, they reproduce very fast. Because if there is enough food only, they will undergo asexual reproduction. If they are undergoing fragmentation, they are undergoing budding, it will be very fast compared to sexual reproduction, because in sexual reproduction, gametes need to be produced, or the organism first should mature, gametes has to be produced. During meiosis, take the gametes have to fertilize. Fertilized one should grow as embryo, embryo should grow as a young one. It takes a long time. Therefore, sexual reproduction is more complicated and it takes more time. It is a more time duration. That's why asexual reproduction is faster than sexual. Third one, it produces progeny that are genetically identical with the parent but not with one another. It is also wrong, because suppose one organism, amoeba only, it is producing, this is the amoeba, it is producing offsprings, both are similar to each other. These are only called as the clones. Therefore, they are always similar. Third statement is wrong. Fourth statement says that the progeny of asexual reproduction can be termed as clones. Yes or no? Right? It is called as clone because asexual reproduction ends with the formation of exactly similar organisms called clones. Therefore, first option and fourth option are right. That is, first option says it involves single parent is right. Last one says they are forming clones is right. Therefore, among the four options, C is right, showing first and fourth are right. Right. 16th question is that asexual reproduction is seen in the members of kingdom. In which kingdom we get the asexual reproduction? First one says Monera. Monera is the primitive organisms, unicellular, having prokaryotic nucleus. Can you give me the example? The Monera example is, first is bacteria, next is blue-green algae. They all belong to Monera. Will they undergo asexual reproduction? Yeah, they will undergo asexual reproduction, because already I discussed you, in bacteria there will be binary fission only happening, right? Blue-green also fragmentation happens, nostoc, they get fragmented to form hormogonia. See some new words and all if I use, immediately you should check them. 16th question I am discussing, saying that which of them undergoing asexual reproduction, where I said Monera is first one. In Monera, what examples I told you? One I told you bacteria, one I told you blue-green algae. In blue-green algae, Bacteria, I told you, it will be fission or sometimes budding will happen. In blue-green algae, that's a nostoc. If you think of nostoc, filaments are like this. They will cut at the, see, each nostoc filament will be having number of cells. There will be number of akinets, number of, okay, these are called heterosis, these are called the akinets. So from one heterosis to another heterosis, it may break, like this, it may break. This will grow as a new organism. This is called as a Hormogonia. Again, this word you have to remember. Hormogonia are the fragmented filaments of nostoc that can grow into new nostoc plant. Therefore, that is undergoing asexual reproduction by fragmentation also. So that both of the monerans what I have given you, they undergo asexual reproduction truth. Right? They are saying asexual reproduction is seen in the members of which kingdom? Second they are given plantae, in plants. Will you get asexual reproduction? Yes or no? You will get, right? Asexual reproduction because they can be cut and grown. Plantae in the sense it starts from algae, bryophyta, pteridophyta, all most of them undergo vegetative propagation, including here rose. Rose you can cut and grow. Bryophyllum you get the small buds. All of them they are undergoing vegetative propagation. So it is also asexual reproduction. That is the right answer. Then C says animalia. That is animals. Animals in the sense so general. Animals means starts with sponges. Then the protozoans. Then here's the cycon, the cylindrics. They all undergo vegetative propagation. They undergo cutting and growing or budding they will do. Like hydra and all, and even cycon will show external buds. Therefore, they are also undergoing the asexual reproduction. Last option says all of these. It is correct answer because all the things what I read, all the three of them, monerans, plantae, animalia, they are undergoing asexual reproduction. Some of the members, therefore it is right. That's why all these are correct. Right. Next, match the following. They are given option in first column self-fertilization, second part cross-fertilization. Okay. Sponges. How do they undergo? Actually, they should not give self and cross-fertilization. You just change the column names. First column is name of the organism. Second is the type of asexually reproducing part, right? Or asexual organ. First, therefore, self-fertilization, cross-fertilization, you cut it off. It is wrong. On 17th question, check it. There, first column you should write name of the organism. Second question you write the type of asexual reproduction. First option, that is A, sponges. Sponges, how do they reproduce? In B column you choose it. They reproduce by gemmules. They are the internal buds. B says yeast. How it will reproduce? It is reproducing by budding. That is the fourth option. Then potato. Potato is nothing but the underground stem modification for the process of vegetative propagation. You can cut the eyes and grow into new plant body. That is potato. Therefore, the tuber is right. First option. Then water hyacinth. Water hyacinth is nothing but eichhornia. Eichhornia will reproduce by offset. Therefore, among all the four choices given, C is the one which is showing the right matching. Therefore, C is the right answer. Then again, 18th question they given diagram of the first diagram is penicillin diagram. Next is the chlamydomonas. Third one is the hydra. Fourth one is yeast. You have to identify. They said all of them they reproduce asexual mode of reproduction. So drawing you just check and then guess the answer because already once we have discussed again and again I don't have to draw the diagram. Next, read the following statements and select the correct ones. First one says conidia are the asexual propagules restricted to kingdom fungi. Already we discussed fungi in penicillium it happens by forming conidia. Even not only conidia, in fungi in agaricus you get basidiospores, right? Basidiospores also asexual ones. Basidia is a fruiting body, they form basidiospores. Here they form conidia asexually. That's correct. It is a type of asexual reproduction. Next, a piece of potato tuber having at least one eye or the node is capable of giving rise to a new plant is right. Just now I told you, once you think of one potato, if this is one potato, all these are eyes. Eyes are nothing but the nodes. So if you cut them and grow them, they will grow into new complete potato, baby potato we call it. They will form. That is the right thing. Potato, what is the botanical name of potato? It is called Solanum tuberosum. Tuberosum is nothing but the potato plant, right? So always I told you, whenever I give something new or the new questions, in the same question I discuss other things also, that time you have to note them down. So that is correct option, second one. Third says, ginger propagates vegetatively with the help of the underground root saliency. Actually, this is where you have to be very careful. Ginger is an underground stem modification. I had drawn before this that same diagram. Ginger is an underground stem. It will reproduce by the buds, axillary buds and apical buds, by cutting with the help of rhizome also to undergo vegetative propagation, not by the roots. Rhizome is nothing but the underground. So actually it is not 100%. It is an underground stem, right? That's a very just totally inside the ground it is. Not only ginger, even in turmeric also you get the same type. So they undergo vegetative propagation by rhizomatic stem, right? Next, fleshy buds which take part in vegetative propagation are called bulbils. It is seen in Dioscorea. So Dioscorea, agave and all, you would have seen in Dioscorea is the name of the plant, and agave also is the name of the plant. They will have the bulbils at the base, almost like your, what you have, this is, suppose the stem will be like this, and this is aerial stem with the leaves. Later they will produce number of bulbils here only. They will be filled with number of bulbils. These will separate out and each one can grow into new plant, right? These are called as the bulbils of agave or Dioscorea. In all of them it will show bulbil formation. Okay, bulbils are vegetative propagating parts of the plant agave. Okay, next is 20th question. Dash is a life process that is not essential for individual survival but for survival of the species. Means in this given dash, which is that is essential for the individual survival but not the survival of the species. It is actually reproduction. It is required for the survival of the species. Reproduction is must. Every organism must produce offspring so that that species will continue. Therefore, it is a very essential process. Next is, they are given hydra, how they reproduce and all. Okay, you can see the diagram. But anyway, let's go to the next one. That is 22nd statement, 22 statement. Read the following statements about the terror of Bengal. I asked you again once, just maybe before last class. Eichhornia, and correct one you have to select. First one says terror of Bengal is a name given to the water hyacinth or Eichhornia algae. Right? Is it right? It's right. Next. Eichhornia was introduced into India due to its aesthetic value. Means it was looking very beautiful with the beautiful flowers. So some person who was traveling has transferred it to India, brought it to India just because of aesthetic beautification. It was very beautiful, so he brought it to India. It was introduced to India. Next. Eichhornia drains oxygen from the water, which leads to death of fishes. Is correct. Right? Now why Eichhornia is called terror of Bengal? Because in the whole area wherever it is growing in Bengal, that whole water is totally lack of oxygen. All the aquatic animals and fishes and other plants present nearby, they all are dead, and that whole pool becomes totally polluted. Nothing can grow there, and not only that, they start stinking. Therefore, it is called the terror of Bengal. Therefore, first, second, third statement, all the three are correct. Therefore, it is the option number D is correct for this. Okay. Now, let's move on to the 25th question. It is observed that simple organisms like algae and fungi normally reproduce asexually, but before the onset of adverse conditions, they shift to the sexual reproduction. It is because sexual reproduction, how is it? Means they are actually undergoing lower ones, asexual reproduction, but whenever the conditions are adverse, they switch to sexual reproduction. Because first one saying saving time, it saves time. No, it cannot save time, it actually elaborative process. Second says this is rapid. No, it is not rapid because it's very late, slow process. Third one says producing variations is the only right aspect in this, because in sexual reproduction the offspring produced will be a hybrid, it will have new characters in it, that because of the hybrid vigor or heterosis. Therefore the answer C should be right, all these is not right. So therefore answer C among the, for the 23rd question is correct answer. Next, 24th question says, observe all these questions and solve remaining also. The growth phase of an organism before attaining sexual maturity is referred to as, what do we call it? Organism, if it is not, it's just growing, it's a child, not yet enter the sexual phase, then what do we call it? First one says juvenile phase. Animals, it's correct. In plants it is called the vegetative phase. Second is vegetative phase, it is for the plants, just now I told you. Third is both A and B, then none of these. So both are correct, because first one, juvenile phase, refers to the animals which are all children before entering the, from birth till they become sexually mature, that is called as a phase, is called as a juvenile phase. And in plants, that part from the birth, from seed up to the flowering, it is called the vegetative phase. Both are the right answers, therefore answer should be both A and B. Okay, got it? Right, now let's move on to the 25th question. Clear-cut vegetative reproduction and senescent phase cannot be observed in the following answers, where you will not see the right way to differentiate vegetative reproduction and senescence, where you are not finding. See, first understand the question. First is animal plants, second is perennial plants, third is biennial plants, ephemeral plants. So this again we have discussed, I hope you remember. Those who are 1 year plants are called annual plants. These annual plants show only 1 year, first phase, there will be vegetative phase, then they start reproducing, there will be only 1 year, one phase only, right? Only one cycle they will undergo. But biennials will have proper phases. First year, they will have only vegetative phase where the stem is growing, the roots are growing, the leaves are growing, branches are growing. Second year, they start flowering, right? After flowering, they will undergo pollination, fertilization, fruits are formed, therefore, that's the end of that, 2 years they will die, right? So that they undergo aging and they will die. So in only biennial plants is very, very clear. Even 1 year plant also, 1 year organism, they will show it. But perennials, it's not true. Already I had discussed, imagine one coconut plant. Coconut tree will be there all the time. Flowering happens, fruiting happens, they will fall again, next time again flowering happens, fruiting happens. The main plant body is always retained. Only there will be change in the season, there will be flowering, fruiting. There is no clear-cut distinguishing features of vegetative phase, reproductive phase and senescence is not there in perennial plants. Therefore, the answer for this question is perennial plants. They will not show. Then what about the ephemeral plants? Ephemeral organisms, that is short-lived organisms like mayfly. Mayfly, before the rain it will be produced and it starts flying. Within 1 day it will finish its life cycle and die. They are called ephemerals, short-lived organisms. That's about the ephemerals. You should know that meaning also. Okay. Now we will move on to the next question. Organisms okay. So organisms reproducing together throughout the year are called, what do we call those organisms that reproduce throughout the year? Okay. So let us learn this. So first you write these, all of these, and we will start the next question later. Okay? Continuing with the next question, we have finished almost around the 23rd question, 24th also I finished. Yeah. Okay. We will now move on to the next one. That is the 27th question. Okay. What is it? Organisms reproducing throughout the year are called. Means the whole year they will be all the time reproducing. What we call them? Already you know it. You need not even think. Once you know the theory, you write it as continuous breeders they are. And breeding, they are called continuous breeders. For example, it is human beings. And those who show recurring sexual activity are called seasonal. Means sometimes they will reproduce in a year. They are called seasonal breeders. Example is tiger. Right? Therefore, example in among all this is 27th is options. First one saying the continuous breeders, sparrow is not the one. Therefore, first option is gone. Second option says seasonal is wrong. Third option says continuous breeders, man is the example, seasonal breeder, tiger is the example. Therefore, option is C among all the four. Next, 28th question says Strobilanthus kunthiana. So, whenever I say it, you have to immediately remember it. Kunthiana. This is the plant. We call this commonly as Neela Kuranji, right? Neela Kuranji. That is, Kuranji means maybe it's a hill, blue colored hill. Therefore, it is given as Neela Kuranji plant. On that, the question, whenever they will ask what is important in that whole question, you should analyze. Strobilanthus kunthiana differ from bamboo. Means how it differs from bamboo. First one, being monocarpic. Is it true? It is not monocarpic. Bamboo is monocarpic, not Strobilanthus kunthiana. Therefore, it is wrong option. Second says length of juvenile phase, because every 12 years Strobilanthus kunthiana produces flowers. What about bamboo? It is its length of vegetative growth is too high. That is vegetative time. The phase where it will undergo only the body part growth. Therefore, I told you it is a monocarpic, no doubt bamboo, but it is up to 39 to 40 years. It is only growing vegetatively. Its only vegetative phase is elaborative. Therefore, that may be the right answer. Next, third is being polymorphic is wrong, and none of these. The option should be B. The length of juvenile phase is too elongated compared to the plant Strobilanthus kunthiana. Strobilanthus kunthiana is famous for its blue colored flowers produced 12 years once, which is common in Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu forests. That's Nilgiri forest. Now, 29th question, you just see the drawings. The plant drawings are given. The plant was introduced to India because of its beautiful flowers and shape of the leaves, but it became the notorious weed in Indian water bodies. Identify this. First one is about the hydra. The hydrilla is there. B is given as a drawing. It is the water hyacinth. We call it the eichhornia. Third one, it is your land plant. So you need not to bother. Next is the mint plant. So the only example given, the first given is the grass plant. A option given is a grass runner example. It is B given is pistia or it's eichhornia showing offset type of modification. C is the sucker. Fourth one, D is the mint plant showing stolon. Right? Therefore, among these options, the notorious plant that has killed all the aquatic organisms is eichhornia or the terror of Bengal. That is water hyacinth. So all the names are of the same plant. Okay. Now, 30th question. Study the following diagrams A and B and select the right answers regarding them. So you can see both the sides, there is cockroach reproductive system is given. In the first one, the testes are given. In second one, ovaries are given. So drawings already we have discussed in the concept area. You just watch that also. If at all you get a doubt, go through the questions go through the concept video and check. I have given the diagram where testes are separately found in the male cockroach and ovaries are found in the female cockroach. Right? Both we have given. So what is this? One they are given for the testes, X they are given, and for the ovaries Y they are given. So first option says X represents the testes in the male cockroach and Y represents the ovaries in the female cockroach. Is the right option. Again, once you understood, again you have to go through the others. If only when the other options are strange options, I have discussed them. Okay. Now, which of the following is incorrect combination of an organism with its chromosome number of meiocytes and in gametes? Meiocytes is the sperm mother cells or the ovarian or oogonial mother cells. They are called meiocytes because they undergo meiosis. Right? First one is onion. So onion they are given 24 chromosome for the diploid and 12 number for the haploid. It is the only the incorrect statement. Otherwise all are correct. You see 1260 for Ophioglossum and 630 is the chromosome number in gametes. Human being 46 and 23 is right. Fruit fly 8 and 4 is right. Only onion is wrong. What is right for onion? Check the concept. Okay. Again and again if I give you, then you will just keep writing without reading the concept. Read the concept, then come to the conclusions. All the concept videos you properly read, observe them, write the points I told you. Whenever I said diagrams, whenever I give a table, you should all write up there. Write everything in detail. Then you will be eligible to solve the questions. Directly don't go to the solving the questions and thinking that I have solved 100 questions, I will get through very easily. No. Once you understand concept only, this becomes easier. If you know the concept, you can't solve any questions. Right? Now, let's go to the 32nd question. Match the following the given organism in column A with the mode of reproduction column B. First, again, the complete table is right, but the name of each table, column 1, column 2 is wrong. You can self and cross fertilization, you just cut them off. Right? So any mistakes are there, you are going to change. You are going to change it. Column 1, what you have to write? It is the organism. Second column, mode of reproduction. Strike off the self-fertilization, cross-fertilization. This you will have to do when the things are wrongly given and correct in your book. Okay? Self and cross-fertilization, cut it off. First one is the organism should be written. Second is mode of reproduction should be written. Right? First one, they are given the examples. First option, that is potato plant. They are given potato. Second Spirogyra. Third is rose. Then penicillium. Right? So column 1, let me write the question number 1. Sorry, question number 31st question. What they given in column, first column, what they given? The first one is potato. Second one is Spirogyra. Third one is rose. Then penicillium. So as we already discussed so many times, there is nothing to too much worry about these kind of questions because you already know how these will reproduce. Potato reproduce by the stem tubers, by the small nodal regions present in the stem tuber of the potato can be cut and grown. Second is Spirogyra. It is through conjugation. Spirogyra, just let me give you some picture of Spirogyra. This is the Spirogyra algae. It's a filament of the Spirogyra. They have long cells just like this, and these will have the spirally coiled chloroplast. Therefore the name is given as Spirogyra. Okay, each one having one nucleus. Now another Spirogyra filament comes. These are the filaments. Filament. Right? Another one of the another type will come here. And they will have nucleus, Spirogyra, spiral chloroplast. They will develop a conjugation bridge. This is called the conjugation tube. And they undergo reproduction. Therefore, Spirogyra conjugation is right. Remember Spirogyra structure, because again in algae, if you have learnt in the first PUC, then you will get it back easily. But anyway, Spirogyra you have learnt it in your practical labs also. The diagrams, the slides will be having Spirogyra with a basic identifying feature is it has spiral chloroplast. Therefore, ribbon shaped spirally coiled chloroplast. Therefore, the name Spirogyra. Next comes rose. Rose will grow with the stem cuttings. Then penicillium produce conidiospores. That's why D. Among all this, right option given is B option. Next is, if a leaf cell of agave has X chromosome, agave has X chromosome, then what will be the number of chromosomes in its egg cell? Right? In agave, they said there is X chromosome. Then what is in egg cell? Egg should, see, they have said that agave means leaf is a vegetative part. Vegetative parts will have diploid chromosome number. If you take the sperms of the egg or the pollen grains of the egg, then it will undergo meiosis. So what is the meiosis? If the X number is given, number of chromosomes in the leaf, they are saying it may be a 32nd question. Leaf is showing chromosome number X, right? Leaf always will have diploid is equal to X they are given. What is the type of chromosome number in egg? Egg will undergo meiosis, therefore egg should have chromosome number X by 2, right? Because that's a chromosome number of haploid number. Therefore the right option should be X by 2, right? There will be X by 2, that's the right one, B option is given. Right. 34th question. The changes that indicate reproductive maturity in humans include, means what are the changes happen in the reproductive maturity includes what all humans contain. First is growth of pubic hairs, next is change of skeleton, weight gain, then A and B. A and B. So let me just generalize this option. Right? What happens when the humans undergo or enter puberty? That's what is the answer saying. Again, let me remind you what we have done in reproduction in human beings. It's a human reproduction. So whenever there is sexual maturity in humans, the boy will develop what all characters? They are called the secondary sexual characters. First thing is they will start undergoing spermatogenesis. Then this is asexual, the fertile thing produced by androgen. Apart from that, the other secondary sexual characters he develops is he will have the development of body hairs, facial hairs like mustache and beards they develop, and they will have cracking of voice, not compulsory. Normally there will be neck. In the neck area there will be outgrowth, that's called the laryngeal prominence due to the swollen larynx, which will, and they start breathing through the diaphragm. They breathe the diaphragm, but females breathe through the sternum, that's a major, and they develop pubic hairs, and the body will have some hairs on the pubic area, that is the major characteristic. If a girl will mature, then what she will do is, she will undergo menstruation. She starts menstrual cycle. Menstruation starts. Okay. Apart from that, she develops secondary sexual characters. She will have lot of fat deposition in the body. Then she will have breast development, and she will also get the pubic hairs. Okay. And skeleton will change, widening of the female pelvic area, and men will have more muscular body. That is a characteristic of men and women when they enter maturity, sexual maturity or puberty. So what is the answer given? Growth of pubic hairs is right. Change in the skeleton is right. Not weight gain, not compulsory. Some of them we get the weight gain. Weight gain is the only thing which is not by one thing, right? They are overeating or they are doing no activities, not because of all those things weight gain happens. Weight gain happens mainly by the genetics or their hormones, hormonal variations, thyroid problems, adrenal problems. Sometimes they are overeating, all those things. Therefore, weight gain is not a characteristic of puberty. So among the three options, first and second are right. Therefore, D option with saying A and B are right is the right option. Okay. Now, read the following statements about the reproductive cycles in mammals and select the correct ones. In mammals, reproductive cycle, you have to correct ones, you have to select. First one says, estrous cycle occurs in primate mammals. Right? Already we know estrous cycle happens in non-primates like cow and other animals. So therefore first option is wrong. Second says bleeding occurs during menstrual cycle but not in the estrous cycle is correct, because in estrous cycle bleeding will not happen. Bleeding means the broken blood vessels, the newly formed epithelial tissue in the endometrium and dead egg, everything will be slaughtered off during menstrual bleeding is right. But in estrous cycle there is no bleeding, because the whatever newly formed tissue is there in the uterus will be reabsorbed by the uterine wall. Therefore they will not bleed. The non-primate that undergo estrous cycle will not bleed during their reproductive cycle. That's all these things are happening in the females, not in the males. So reproductive cycle, menstrual cycle or estrous cycle, I am talking only about the females, right? And moreover, in estrous cycle there will be very much high sexual urge in females, which is not there in the menstrual cycle. Next is both cycles show monthly recurrence. They said every month it happens. No, in estrous cycle it will not be monthly, it will be having seasonal type. Therefore, in a year, one season or two seasons, there are many seasons out there, not monthly it happens. But menstrual cycle happens monthly. Therefore, it is only option is C, which says that estrous cycle occurs in primate mammals. So, read the following, select the correct one, right? The estrous cycle happens in non-primates. We should write non-primates. It's correct. So C is not correct here. So first option, what you said, estrous cycle occurs in primate animals is wrong, right? Bleeding occurs in menstrual cycle, not in the estrous cycle is right. Both cycles show monthly recurrence is wrong. So among this, the C option is right, saying that option 2 is right, which is the bleeding happening in menstrual, not in the estrous cycle. So second option is correct, that is C, saying that C is saying second is right. Okay. Now, senescence phase of an organism's lifespan can be recognized by, how do you recognize? There is aging happening. Senescence is nothing. First you should understand meaning of senescence. It is the third phase. First is vegetative or the juvenile phase. Second is reproductive maturity phase or puberty we call it. Third is reproduction. Last one is senescence. Right? During reproductive maturity they start reproducing. Then third is senescence. Last one is death. Senescence is reduction of metabolic activities is the first sign. That is, they will not be having the same type of their physiological activities. Metabolism. First one says slow metabolism is right. Second is cessation of reproduction. Cessation is stop. We call it menopause. Cessation, reproduction will reduce or stop. Third says decrease in immunity is also right. That's why immunity stops at aged or reduces in aged people. All are right. So remember one thing, there is a decrease in immunity in aged people. That's why nowadays you have seen when you talk about the COVID-19, the virus which is more affecting the elderly people or very small kids, children. Because in children also immunity is low and elderly people also immunity is low. So as the people become aged around 70s or 80s, there is no immunity or totally reduction in immunity. So the indication of aging is reduction of immunity also, right? Their metabolism will reduce and there will be decrease in their immune system. Immunity will means ability to fight against diseases will reduce. And also there will be stop in the reproduction or menopause happens in females. Then all these are right for the people who are at senescence or organisms that are at aging, old age characters, right? Therefore the D option is right in this. Next is refer the given diagram. There is a diagram given here about the cladophora showing the type of syngamy and select the option that gives correct example of these. Drawings are not that clear here, so let me give you the drawing. The 37th question I am giving. 37th they are given two gametes like this. Okay, there are the two gametes. Then there will be formation of zygote. They are given. First diagram, zygote is the first one. Second one given is second diagram. Second option, the egg is there and the sperm is there. Okay, plus is equal to zygote. These are the diagrams given. Okay. What is this saying? See, drawing, if they are not clear, just draw them. Okay, I am anyway giving you. First option says it's not focus, it's a fucus. F-U-C-U-S. Fucus and chlamydomonas. Fucus and chlamydomonas is not correct because in fucus you get anisogamy. This is the diagram showing isogametes. These are the isogametes. Isogamy. Right? Isogametes are there forming 2n zygote. Isogametes. This is the anisogametes. Right? So therefore, first one fucus and chlamydomonas is wrong. Second one gives Homo sapien and fucus. Homo sapiens is humans. Humans will not produce isogamous character, so it's wrong. Third one says ficus and chlamydophora. Ficus. See, first thing, always I give you one secret of biology. Anytime, any question they can include biological name, botanical names. By now in nomenclature, you are supposed to know about this. So, ficus, in the sense, you will not think it is a fucus. First one, they are given fucus. Now they are given ficus. Fucus is different. Ficus is nothing but ficus is the genus name. It is maybe Ficus religiosa for people tree, Ficus bengalensis, the plant, the whatever, the banyan tree. Ficus religiosa is people, Ficus bengalensis is banyan tree. Right? Ficus is the genus given. In them, you will not get this isogamete character. So ficus is wrong. Therefore, fourth option must be right. First one, this given is a cladophora, isogamous type. Isogametes are fusing to form zygote. Second one, large egg, small sperm. The drawing also is very little bit modified because egg should be given as a large sized. Therefore, I showed large egg, small sperm. This is anisogamy happening in the human beings. Therefore, D option is right in 37th question. Okay, got it? So just draw this diagram. Now we will move on to the next question. Almost all the questions I am discussing, because after this again I will not start. Next class I will be starting with a new unit. Therefore you should understand all the questions. You will have to know. Ask me the doubts also. Next is staminate flowers produce. First thing, you should know what is staminate flowers. Staminate flowers are those flowers that contain unisexual flowers containing only stamens. They produce, first one they are saying eggs, second one they are saying antherozoids, third one they are saying fruits, fourth one is saying all these. So as the name indicates, staminate is connected to the males. Therefore eggs are wrong. Antherozoids are right because they are the male gametes. Fruits, no. Then all these are wrong. So option should be B. Staminate flowers are containing or they produce antherozoids or pollen grains. You can write anything. Meiosis doesn't occur in 39th question. First one, asexually reproducing diploid individuals, sexually reproducing haploid individuals, sexually reproducing diploid individuals, all these. So very clearly we can understand meiosis happens only in asexually meiosis does not occur in asexually reproducing diploid individuals. It will not happen, right? Because they are reproducing anyway asexually. Why meiosis, right? Next, a leaf cell, again same question is that. Let's move on to next 41st question. Read the following statements and select the correct option. Statement 1. Many plants are propagated vegetatively even though they contain seeds. Means they produce seeds, fine, but still they undergo the vegetative propagation. That's statement 1. Second statement says sweet potatoes multiply vegetatively by root tubers. Okay. Now, any example do you know under this first statement? Many plants produce seeds, but still they can be vegetatively propagated. Right? Any other examples? You can have rose. Rose actually will not have seeds. So many other plants you can see, like onions, seeds are there. Potatoes, you will get seeds also. So they will undergo vegetative propagation as well as seeds also will produce, they undergo sexual reproduction also. Second says in sweet potato. So in sweet potato, you will get the root tubers they are saying. Sweet potato, what kind of modification it is? It is the root modification, it is the fusiform root. So the tuberous roots, whenever you observe the roots are like this. This is about the sweet potato. These are all the root tubers there. This is called as the tuberous roots. Tuberous roots there. So tuberous roots of sweet potato can be grown vegetatively. It is correct. So sweet potato is a root modification. It is a fibrous root modification for storage. Potato is a underground stem modification for storage. So remember, potato, sweet potato totally different from each other. Potato multiplies with the nodal region, nodes. Here it will reproduce with the tubers of the roots. Therefore, this is the right option among this is. First one is right, second statement also is right. The option B is saying, so both the statements 1 and 2 are correct. Okay, 1 and 2 are correct. But the statement 2 is not correct explanation for statement 1. Correct. Statement 1 is totally different. Statement 2 is totally different. Therefore, statement 1 and 2 both are correct, but it is not the right explanation for first one. It is the right option. Right? So let me end the chapter here. It is the end of reproduction in organisms. All the NEET questions are solved. Some options of the other in each question. 3 options also I discussed, and right option also I given you. Now, if you read really thoroughly, then if you get questions, you please comment or send me questions. If you don't know my number, then you can directly comment on the video, below the video, so that I can read them and answer to you. Okay? Then that is the end of first unit of your second PUC, the reproduction. Reproduction chapter contains 4 subunits: reproduction in human beings, human reproductive health, reproduction in flowering plants, reproduction in organisms. All the 4 concept is over, board part is also over, and it is the NEET portions also is there. Now it is your duty to study well and understand all, read the questions, read the concepts, practice the drawings and understand everything, and solve some of the NEET papers, all the practice papers and other guide questions also, guidance questions also you have to solve, and communicate with me and get the right answers for all of them, and understand. If you don't have and you are not understood, there is no point in reading or solving the questions. So please contact me and ask the questions or ask me the doubts connected with this, and read something extra from Google anyway, you have it with you. Apart from this, whatever I told you, extra things also, whenever I used to ask questions, you can answer for them also by having extra knowledge about the subject, right? So keep reading, keep understanding, because knowledge is the only your identity. Okay? So study well, don't waste time in the lockdown, make use of the time, and really you can grow as a very nice and intelligent individual. Okay? All the best.